ER alum Noah Wyle returns to television this summer, making a lot of us happy in a role unlike anything he's played before, starring in TNT's eagerly anticipated new series, Falling Skies. And Noah is joining us this morning from New York City. Good morning, Noah. Great to have you on New Mexico Style.
Thank you, Nikki. Great to be here.
Well, your new summer series, Falling Skies, premiered last night. And for our viewers who may have missed it, tell us a little bit about the story of the show.
Sure. It takes place present day in Massachusetts, and it's about an alien invasion that's taken place 6 months prior to where the pilot starts. Most of the world's population has been destroyed. Most of the world's infrastructure has been taken out, and those few survivors that are left have to sort of eke out a kind of a 19th century form of existence. And I play a guy who was a former history professor, father of three, who, even though he's an academic, because there's really nobody else around to lead this group, was asked to become a military leader and lead this group of ragtag civilians.
Wow, and you're really, I know I was reading a little bit about your character, and as a dad, you're trying to kind of redefine society, aren't you?
Yeah, then one of the themes that I thought was most exciting about this show, I mean, I like spaceships and aliens as much as the next guy, but I thought it was kind of a cool idea to say if the reset button got hit on society and everything had to start from scratch again, and these survivors then become the next founding fathers, they become the architects of the next template for the next civilization that may not even be realized in their lifetime. I thought that was kind of interesting. What would you take from the previous incarnation? What would you discard? What would be the key things that, you know, make us human that you would found the next civilization on?
So interesting, and certainly a show that only Steven Spielberg could bring as the executive producer of Falling Skies. So what is it like for you as an actor to be working with him?
It's really a dream come true. I mean, it sounds cliche to say that, but I've had the great fortune, because he was one of the executive producers on ER, to have now worked for him for almost 20 years. And I can remember each and every time I've ever stood at his elbow or sat at his lunch table, because you know, you kind of pinch yourself. You really can't believe that you're getting this crash course film school education just every time he shares an anecdote with you.
And it certainly excites all of us towards seeing the show as well, having the two of you paired with him producing and you acting in the show. And since you left ER, you've actually started a number of films. So how does it feel for you to be working on another TV series again?
It felt good. It felt right, like it was time to go back to work, you know, every day.
Sure.
For long hours every day. Yeah, you know, ER gave me a wonderful opportunity to be able to pick and choose work, and I wanted to stay away from episodic TV for a while, mostly because of the hour grind and the fact that I've got these two young kids that wanted me around. And then they basically got sick of me and wanted me to go back to work, so I figured, all right, gotta go find a show.
Well, you're definitely making the most of your time. You're also a stage producer, so tell us a little bit about the theatrical work you've been doing.
Wow. Well, thanks for asking. Yeah, I run a little theater company in Los Angeles called the Blank Theater Company. That's celebrating its 20th season this year.
Oh, great.
And we, over the last 17 years, have been the only producing festival for teenage playwrights in America. We take submissions from all over the country, and we choose 10 finalists and fly the kids out and professionally cast the plays and mount them over a month-long festival in June, which is what's happening right now in LA while I'm here talking to you.
Oh, that's fantastic. And in addition to that, you also devote a lot of time to charity. You're a busy guy.
I'm a classic underachiever.
Yeah, right. Well, you have a lot of nonprofit organizations around the whole world that you really work with. So can you just briefly tell us a little bit about some of that work you're doing?
Well, yeah, I don't think you could be on a medical drama for 15 years and not be inundated with requests for various organizations.
No doubt.
So you kind of pick and choose the ones that have any resonance with you, and I tend to align myself more with the organizations that have something to do with human rights or with making sure Americans in particular have basic level of health care available to them, both of which have been Herculean efforts over the last 10 years. I started this campaign a few years ago to try and address some focus on the fact that 44 million Americans at the time didn't have health insurance. I think that number is now ballooned to even more than that, which is really a crime in the most sophisticated and industrialized nation in the world. The fact that, you know, a large percentage of our population have to choose every winter between heat and health care is criminal.
Absolutely. I have to ask you, because of course playing a doctor for so long, do people ask you medical advice all the time?
Yeah, I can't quite tell if they're delusional or if it's just like a cute way to break the ice.
Right.
But I'm frighteningly, you know, knowledgeable on the subject. I like to think.
That's a great thing.
I'd like to dispense Yeah, I'm sure I'm going to be sued any day now.
Oh, no.
Noah Wyle told me I should cut off my arm.
Well, you know, you're so busy, I almost hate to ask, but think you might be coming to New Mexico anytime soon?
Yeah, I would love to. I'd love to. In fact, I got close. I was in Arizona a couple weeks ago, but I haven't been to New Mexico in a long time. I'd love to come back.
Well, they're actually they're shooting a lot of TV and movies here, so hopefully we get you in town, and when you're here, you have an open invitation to join us on the show. We'd love to have you.
Thank you. My pleasure, Nikki.
And Noah, could you do me a favor? Could you just remind everybody when Falling Skies airs so that no one misses it?
Sure. It's going to be on Sunday nights on TNT. Check your local listings. I'm not sure where it's going to air in your time zone, but Sunday nights.